Hello, everybody. It's Final Richie. Hello, everybody. It's Final Rich with a video. Now, in my last video, I said I wouldn't make another video until Ben Rankin's video, or the video on his channel, 2 Men and a Dick, got to 750 views. Now, when I was making that, when I was saying that, I was going to say 1,000, but something in the back of my head told me, ooh, if you say 1,000, you might never make another video. So I said, 750, which is a pretty good number. And I thought, I'll be able to take a couple weeks or so off, I mean, some people told me that video's never going to get to 750. But it did within a week, so here I am. Now, for those that don't know, 2 Men and a Dick, and we're gonna have one released today, probably the same time as this one. I think I'm gonna do it. And what it is, it's Ben Rankins, Cosmic Brian, and myself, 3-panel discussion of just whatever. Some's music, most of it's music, but not all of it. And I thought it came out pretty good. I must admit, I think we have 5 of them in the can, and we are getting better at it. We are getting more comfortable in this format, and I think it's only going to improve, and I hope people continue to watch. I mean, Ben was thinking, he would host one, and then Cosmic Brian would host the next, and then I would host the next. But I think I'm just going to, I don't know about Brian, but I'm going to just leave it all up to Ben, But anyways, the reason I started, I thought I was going to get some time off. But then there's been some videos that I want to respond to, like 7 genres, 7 records, Rob Walker's celebration of making 200 videos. And then there's this one, show records from your general area. I mean, that could be your city, could be your state, could be your country, depending on what country you're from, And I think this was started by the Hogs Ear Report. Deadwax 66 did one, and so did Near Wild Heaven. And I'm going to leave a link to all 3 of those in the description. Plus, I'll leave a link to the 2 Men and a Dick video that's coming out today. So this will come out after that. And I hope you subscribe to all 4 of those. I'm going to leave 4 links. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show records from my general area. I've lived in Bakersfield, and I've lived in LA. I lived in LA, greater LA. I lived in the southeast part of Los Angeles County. And the reason I lived in LA longer, but I didn't want this to be a country and western, so I'm not showing Bakersfield. I want to kind of get back to what the origins of this channel. This channel, I used to show a lot of punk. I used to talk a lot of punk. I haven't been as much lately. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. You just go with the flow. I've been listening to a lot of psych lately. But let's get going. We're going to start with Against. We're going to start with the A's. I think these are all going to be in alphabetical order. Now, this is a band. This is on Radio Raheem. I don't know if they even had any official releases. They played a lot of gigs around, though. Back in the 80s, LA, there were gigs every night of the week. It's not like that anymore. But yeah, this is a really hard-hitting band. They're not your typical SoCal punk sound at all. It's faster. It's kind of like It's kind of like the D beat scene. It's just really fast. And this is turned into one of my go-tos, man. I play this a lot. And out of all of these, this is the one that I played the most recently. It was just like a week ago. Now we're going to go with The Mistaken. And I know what you're thinking. Didn't he say alphabetical order? He's already A to M. Well, this is going to be a short video. Well, actually, I have a shitload here. This is basically Greg Turner from the Angry Samoans. So I'm showing it here under A's. And this was recorded when the Angry Samoans were kind of like on a hiatus. Greg was going to college, I believe in the San Gabriel Valley. And this is a band he started up with some of the other college guys. And they were playing like the college circuit in that area of LA County. And yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's not pretty good, it's very good. And you can get this on the Bomp website. It's not as good as Back from Samoa, which you can also get that, a reissue of that on the Bomp website. But it's good, man. Bloodstains. This is a current band. This band is Adolescence Worship. I mean, these guys sound a lot like the Adolescents from Orange County. And that's all good. We got The Crew, To Gather Round. This is a favorite of mine, man. Now, from Long Beach, these guys were fantastic. And this is a one-sided record. And it's one of the best sides of punk rock I have, or I've ever heard. And I love this record, man. Cruzados. This is basically, you could call it the Plug's third album. It's more commercial. It's on Arista. It's on a major label. They were on Slash before. And it's good, but it's not as good as the Plugs. And I saw these guys only once. And it was when me and Robert went to go see Public Image Limited at the Hollywood Palladium. These guys were the opening band. And they were fantastic. And my friend Robert goes, man, these guys are really good. I've never heard them before. And I go, I got their record, but I never listened to it. So I went home and I listened to it. And it's really good. Sticking with the C's, we got Christian Death here. With Sex and Drugs and Jesus Christ. This is Christian Death after Roz Williams left, which I still like. Dr. No. Wreckage and Flesh. Now these guys I believe are from the Oxnard area, which is just north of LA. Fantastic, man. When they started, these guys kind of remind me of the English Dogs. I kind of put these guys and the English Dogs like in the same grouping. They started out as 100% punk, and they kind of evolved into a merging of metal and punk. And these guys do it great. When they're on. They're like their other album that I have, Into the Unknown or something. It's fantastic, except for the first song has keyboards. But yeah, this is a great. Fibonacci's. Now this is more of the arty side of punk. Fantastic, man. Female singer. And you can kind of tell by the cover, they're kind of arty, And this is another EP of theirs. Basically a 12-inch singles, 3 songs. Tumor, Slow Beautiful Sex, and Psycho. And this is their album. Now I'm not as familiar with the album. I know those two 12 inches, like the back of my hand. This one I haven't played that much. So apparently I didn't like it as much. I'd probably give this one a spin today or this weekend. And it might be a goner. I don't know. Hopefully not. Well, I could care less, you know. If it's a goner, it's a goner. Flower Leopards, man. This is the version with Tony Adolescent, the singer from the Adolescents, taking the vocals. And this is just fantastic, man. Tony Adolescent is one of the best singers in punk. Got the Gun Club live at the Hacienda 83. Now, I think this is in Manchester, the Hacienda Club. I believe it was in Manchester. Rob Walker's stomping grounds. I doubt if you ever went to see these guys. Rob wasn't that cool, you know. But yeah, this is when they had Patricia Morrison in the band. Now, this was a record store day release. The following year, they released a Live at the Hacienda 84. And I bought that one too, of course, and I purged it. It's not good. This is much better quality, much better sounding. And I'm going to show one more of their live records I have. This is fantastic sounding also. And in this version, you have not only have Patricia Morrison, but you have Kid Congo Powers rejoining the band. He was an original member, and then he went on to the Cramps. But yeah, two great live albums. A more current band, Generation Suicida. Mexican rock in Espanol. They're from South Los Angeles. And yeah, if you see this band live, what really sticks out for me is the guitarist. He is really good. And also the drummer. It's a female drummer. She's no frills, just fast, keeping the beat, man. She is fantastic. Back to the arty punk. We got Human Hands. And this is another 12-inch, Jubilee in the Heart of China and Lurk. And this is a compilation of them, and those 3 songs are on here. So I could probably get rid of that one too, you know. I don't need it. Yeah, they're very good band, man. I saw them more than a couple of times. I saw them quite often. Now, a band that I only saw once was Iconoclast. And Animal Torture helped stop Vivisection. These guys are like a political anarcho-punk band from Los Angeles. Kind of like Against. These guys do not sound like they don't have the traditional SoCal punk sound at all. But this is a great comp, dude. It's got demo. It's got stuff from their 7 inches, stuff from their flip side compilations. Germs. No, this is a little more well-known band in the punk circles. This is live at the Starwood, December 3rd, 1980. Now this is a band I never went to see, and we were gonna go check this out, but at the time, that particular weekend or whatever, me and my girlfriend were not doing so good, so we didn't go. But yeah, out of all of the live stuff I've ever heard, like on record, this is probably the best that I've heard. And it's on Run Out Groove. And I got number 1337. You know, I said I've been doing this for 10 years, but I still forget to look into the camera, you know. It's kind of like Darby Crash, you know. They used to tell when he was live, he would be all fucked up and he'd be singing, and the mic would be down here, you know. Singing the mic, Darby. Got Moral Decay. Rebels Without a Cause. This is another compilation of early 80s punk band. This is pretty uneven. It's not a great comp. The reason I bought this is because my friend Scott is in the band. He's a fantastic drummer. And when I lived in Alhambra, he lived in Monterey Park, which is right next. He was probably less than a mile from my house. You know, I could walk to his house. But yeah, it's got stuff from the Sudden Death comp. It's got some demos and stuff. Some of the demos are not as... Need to give that another try. Got Naughty Sweeties Live. Now this is recorded at Madame Wong's, I believe. It doesn't... I know it says somewhere. Recorded at Madame Wong's West. My girlfriend and I were at this gig. Well, we were married. Why do I keep saying girlfriend? By 1980, we were married, you know, my wife and I, ex-wife. And it was a really good show. In fact, they let the audience know, hey, we're recording this for a record. Oh my God, I don't want to sneeze. And when they did the encore, they did like some of the songs over, you know, like 4 or 5 songs, you know, they did them. I guess they wanted to get the best track for the release. The Nerves. Now this is the fantastic. This is another punkish band that I never got to see live. Now people are going to say, they're not punk, they're power pop. Well, back in 77, 78, 79, there was no power pop section at the record store. It was all lumped in with punk, man. It was all new. It was all fresh. Out with the old and in with the new. And that's what it was. I mean, in LA, I can say this, at least in LA, Motorhead, up until 80 or so, they were in the punk rock section. In fact, back then, there was no such thing as a heavy metal section. It didn't exist. The heavy metal bands were in the rock. But anyways, this has Peter Case, who started the Plimsolls. It's got Jack Lee, who started a band, I believe, and Paul Collins, who started the band The Beat. Now, I've never listened to The Beat. I know Ryan Kidd is a big champion of them. Should probably check them out. In fact, that band, The Beat, is why the English band, The Beat, had to call themselves The English Beat when they came here. But the reason I got this is because of this guy, man. And here he is, the Plimsolls. These guys, this is a live album, and these guys were so good live. I saw them only once, and it was at the Roxy. It was fantastic. Now this band here, Purity, I believe they're from Los Angeles. I'm like 90% sure. And this is called Live in Los Angeles. But it's not a live gig. And what it is, it's covers of songs by Behavior, Rudimentary Peni, Negative Approach, Minor Threat, Flux of Pink Indians, and the B-52s. Now you hear that and you think, man, it's going to be a wild punk rock. It's basically very primitive drum machines. I mean, we're talking, you know, over these deadpan vocals. She puts no emotion into the vocals at all. And it's pretty interesting, man, hearing her singing the vocals to like Rudimentary Peni, you know, 1 out of 4 people are dead. It's pretty interesting. Rank and File. This has got those 2 brothers, you know, Chip Kinman and Tony Kinman. Now that I'm thinking about it, they're from the Dills. Maybe the Dills were from San Francisco. Well, anyways, Rank and File, you're out of here. I like that better than the Dills. Screamers, one of the best 70s early punk bands. In fact, if this band was in New York in 77, they would have been signed to Sire. They're better than some of the bands that got signed in New York. Fantastic punk band. This is probably the best punk band that never had an official release until this. And this is on Superior Viaduct. And just a fantastic release. Now this one here, I believe is a bootleg. And it's the 1978 Giza X demos. It sounds great. It's not as good as that one, the official one. But what's really cool is none of this, and there's a lot of songs on here, none of the songs are duplicated. Smirk. This is maybe my favorite current punk band, period, dude. Not just LA, but period. I love this band. They're not, they're really punk at all. They're more catchy guitars. The guitar tones on Smirk are, they're great. And the singer, man, he's got a really good punk voice. He really sings good, dude. And this is EP. And then this is LP. They don't put a lot of imagination in their album titles. We got Super Heroines. Now these guys, I really loved them. It was a 3-piece. You had Sandra Day. When I saw them at the Al's Bar, Sandra Day on bass, Eva O, guitar and vocals, and then this dude on drums, Delmar Richardson. They were fantastic. I really dug them. They're kind of, I guess you would call them goth, but they're not, they don't sound like any other goth band. They don't sound like a traditional goth band. They're heavier. Almost like, I'm not going to say heavy metal, but they have that heaviness, like a doom metal band, kind of really good, man. And this girl here, man, she had so much charisma on stage. Fantastic. Super Heroines. I really love this album, man. It's not for everybody, though. And then this is their second album, and this is with Jill Emery. And I saw this band with this lineup only once. And it was like in a recording studio in Pasadena, like northern Pasadena. I don't know if it might have even been Altadena on Fair Oaks Avenue. And they were really good, man. They were fantastic. They had a male drummer. I don't know if it was the same guy or not, but yeah. And she went on to some other metal type bands, I think. But yeah, after the gig, I hooked up with them. We smoked out. They were really cool. Now, Eva O, she ended up marrying Roz Williams, the singer for Christian Death. And another weird thing is she actually knew Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. I don't think she knew he was killing people, but Twisted Roots. Another band where, I mean, I wasn't great friends, but I did know Maggie from the Twisted Roots. In fact, I even did a flyer for them once. But they're probably most famous for Pat Smear's in the band, who played with, what was that band? Oh, The Germs, Nirvana, Foo Fighters. And also this guy, Paul, whatever his last name is. He is the brother of Kira, who was a longtime bass player in Black Flag. It's a comp. It's very uneven. It's not as uneven as the Moral Decay, so I wouldn't say it's very uneven. Some of it's great, and some of it's, kind of good. And we're going to end it with the Weirdos. This is one of the earliest punk bands from LA. And again, if they were from New York, they would have had a major record deal. Guaranteed, man. That's how good these guys are. And this is a pretty good record you can get on Bomp. Destroy All Music. I believe it was their first 7-inch. It's got that, and it's got some demos on side 1. I wish they would have put the demos after the original EP, but whatever. And then on side 2, it's got their, Weirdos 1979, Who, What, When, Where, and Why EP, which is fantastic. So this is a good pickup. But a really good starting point for the Weirdos is this. Weird World, 1977-1981, Volume 1. This is fantastic, dude. There is a Volume 2, but it's a little more uneven. But yeah, they're Weirdos. LA Punk. Anyways, I'm going to leave 4 links. Make sure you watch them all. Subscribe to all 4. And check out 4 Men and a Dick. I think you're going to enjoy this episode. It's pretty funny.